team like everyone else in the team. But it got close, man. It got close. But that was the like one of the most fun games online I've ever played, because there was a lot of trash talk, and it was really intense, and like it was a LAN environment, yeah. But it was really intense and it was really fun. And people like, for some reason, my own teammates started calling me an onliner, and they were like, "You're not performing the same you do online on LAN." I'm like,
Oh
"Wait,
no.
what?"
Oh no,
Then
the word.exe just doesn't open up, does it?
yeah, so I went back, I replayed the games, and I like, stats were a big deal. Yeah, stats are a big
Yeah.
deal actually. So I was like, "Pieces of shit! I have more kills than you. What are you talking about?" So yeah,
I mean, they've put
it
you,
was a fun time.
yeah, they've put you on such a pedestal that you've got to get a 40 bomb, right?
Yeah, like it's a lot of pressure if I don't perform, especially from my own teammates, like from my own self. Like I can't take it if I don't perform. If I mess up, it's like I can't sleep. Like it's a very simple thing. I have to perform. I have to be the best guy in the server. Like
Yeah.
to to meet that self satisfaction point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think while we're on the topic of performance, I think you performed above and beyond in the Pakistani scene to the point where you were actually picked up by a bigger team. Um,
Mhm.
I don't think you were actually picked up by a bigger team. It was more of a stack to begin with, right? It was Camel Riders. It was just you and a
Yeah, it
bunch of
was.
friends from UAE just having fun, just trying to
Yeah.
register in the qualifiers and whatnot. So
hmm
I want you to talk a little bit about that experience.
So I'm gonna go from the beginning. So it started like I started playing Master League. Portal players, all of the Pakistani top players. I think it was just us, Portal, and few other selected players got invited to the G. I don't know what it's called, Middle East Master League. So we started to grind that a lot, because playing low ping and good players was like a dream come true back then. So we used to grind that. Like, can I say shit? We used to grind that shit a lot. So back then I was like, my raw skill, my mechanical skill was always almost the same, but I wasn't a smart player back then. Like I used to be dumb. I loved to aim. I loved to run at people, like to bully them. So a lot of people started hating me back then, especially like my friends from Dubai. Yeah, the funny thing is they do the same shit, and when you pull that shit, they hate you for some reason. They want to talk trash. Like they lose their shit. Like they're not good losers, man. Like, and same for me. Like same for me. I used to rage a lot back in the day, especially when I used to play Singapore and stuff like that. People, like a lot of people knew me as a piece of shit because yeah, I talked a lot of shit.
Yeah, this is subtly turning into like more just talking about pugs rather than camel riders as a team.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wanted to go from the beginning. So me and Dove got really tight because we started playing every Master League game together, and then one qualifier is like they couldn't find a fifth player to register with. Like I think it was Carly who couldn't make it, so they just asked me out of the random, like, "Pokey, you want to play with us?" Like it's just a qualifier. Like we were just a mix. We're gonna chill. So it was a European qualifier. I think I had 130 ping. We lost in the second or the third round. Like it was fun. We just played like a mix. We had EB back then. It was EB, me, Dove, Yusuf, and one more guy. I can't remember. I think Casper.
Yusuf is T-Tyke, right?
Yusuf is T-Tag, yeah, Dove's
Yeah.
younger brother. So we just started like playing qualifiers like back then, and then I performed pretty well. So they started like asking me for every qualifiers, and basically that's how Camel Riders started. Actually, Camel Riders started before, just before the minors qualifier. Like Dove was like, "Yo, what do you want the team name to be for the qualifiers?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. Like I have no idea." He's like, "Okay, khalas, I'll select a good name." So the next day I asked him, "Yo, what name did you select?" He's like, "Don't worry about it, bro. You're gonna like it." So we open our whatever the qualifiers page, and we see Camel Riders. I'm like, "What the hell is that?" So
I mean, hey,
yeah, that's how,
the team turned into Divine Vendetta later, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
So
would have personally still gone with Camel Riders. Let's be honest, I think it really had that charm to it.
same thing, man. We tried keeping Camel Riders plus DV, but that didn't work out. So yeah, the name, the like Camel Riders blew up actually, like in all of Asian CS, yeah. So
Yeah.
that all credit goes to Dove, man. He chose the names Camel Riders. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's how Camel Riders came into being.
yeah, I think one of your biggest breaks was obviously to go with Camel Riders and qualify for a
Mhm,
minor and whatnot, but you've also been keeping in touch with the local scene. So, at
mhm,
what point did you think that Pakistani esports still had a shot? Because let's be honest, I think it's a bit of tough love when it comes to Pakistani esports. Things haven't been the greatest forever, but
mhm.
we're starting to look at a point where maybe people are starting to build careers around it. And I think Esports Academy Pakistan is one of those instances. So, at what point did you think, okay, maybe the prize money is starting to get good enough. Maybe the players are good enough to have healthy competition and so on and so forth.
Fuck, I have to lie here, bro. क्योंकि मैं ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं सोचता.
All right. I mean that's perfectly fine. You can still talk about it in your way because I mean you've kept in touch with the Pakistani scene. There must be a reason for that, right?
I mean, the only reason I have stayed in Pakistani scene is because I have no other option. I tried going abroad. Corona happened. I couldn't go anywhere. There's no other thing like I could pursue. I can't play on European servers. I can't play on Singapore servers. Indian tournaments don't want to allow us. Like it's difficult. So basically, yeah, like I'm forced to play locally. Like I have no other option right now. As soon as I have another like other options, I'm probably gonna go for it because I still think Pakistani players need to fix themselves as humans first, like the way they think,
Oh
the
wow.
way they perceive. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like as a player comes afterwards, people normally like people you want to play with like can't be people like this. Like, are you getting me?
Yeah.
Like you want to make your teammate better, right? Like you can't do that like if he has ego issues or he's just gonna take it personally or he's gonna get pissed on every single mistake you make. For example, make a mistake and Dove used to tell me, okay, Poki, you messed up here. Like I used to get pissed. Like I would tell, like I would tell Dovey, like, bro, I'm getting pissed. Like you're pissing me off. And he's like we used to talk just like we were just good friends and we used to talk a lot. He would be like, bro, like we want to improve. We want to like go ahead and see us, yeah. So it can't be like that. Like our friendship in the server is different and outside it's different. Like outside we were really good friends and we used to talk shit a lot to each other. So basically that's what I learned. Like as a teammate, like there has to be a brotherhood. It can't be like, oh, you're not friends with this guy, but you can play with him. That's why I had to leave Divine Vendetta. I couldn't work out things with the drum, and it got really rough, like for me, for him. So it was the so same thing for Pakistanis. Like I can't play with them. Like if I tell them so, they're making mistakes, they're gonna find opportunities to tell me I made a mistake. You know, it can't be like that. You can't hold a grudge just cause someone told you messed up. So I keep telling everyone like your personality reflects your gameplay. Like if you're a calm person, your gameplay is going to be smart. It's going to be calculated. Like if you're a brash person, like you rush into things, you're going to be a dumb player who just likes to like run into people. So yeah, that's why Pakistanis need to improve as a person first. Like they need to fix how they think, and that's how they're going to be better. Like everyone can aim, everyone can play 8 hours a day, they can build their mechanical skill, they can find their style. It's not a big deal. It takes dedication and time, but the thing where Pakistanis miss out is this. And like the most surprising thing is no one talks about it. Like no one wants to talk about it because everyone has this issue. I used to have this issue. When I fixed this, that's when I made my break.
Oh yeah. Well, I really like your perspective here because you know you're speaking from the point of a pro player. But
Yeah.
what I also want to know about is, sure, you haven't had the best of experiences when it comes to playing with people, but how has the experience been with, well, you know, having enough tournaments in Pakistan or just having solid opportunities in general? Because not everything really revolves around having the right players, right? Because I know
Mhm.
there were two really big events in Pakistan, which I was a part of, which you were a part of, which I'm not going to name. Uh, so how has that been so far? Because sure, players might not be great, you might not really agree with them, but I'm starting to think that maybe Pakistani esports is starting to come up, right?
I mean, I would want nothing else. Like staying in my own country with my own family and pursuing my career, like that would be really nice. Like the thought of like I have to go away from everyone I love just to be something in my career, just to like move forward in my career is kind of sad because yeah, no one basically wants that, no matter what they say. And yeah, there was a time when Pakistan esports was like booming, and that time was like a
Yeah, that was
year ago.
pre-corona, right? Oh
Yeah,
man, that really.
pre-corona. But after that, everything went downhill. Like online tournaments were a mess, and I hated playing online CS:GO, especially like people were just fishy and like it was all just annoying. But yeah, like I Pakistan Esports Academy is like is taking an initiative.
Well, that was very insightful. But now what I want to talk about is the fact that you haven't really been playing Counter-Strike much recently, have you? You switched over to Valorant. You've been, I think you hit Radiant in about a month, which is about par for the course. Maybe even, I think you took too much time considering the fact that you're Saad Ahmed. But, uh, but how's Valorant been for you? Why have you suddenly decided to switch over from Counter-Strike?
Uh, I this question, like so many people ask me this question. I keep telling them I never left CS:GO and I never will. Like the only reason I don't play CS is because there's nothing to play. Like I'm not gonna go to Singapore, face it, play with 100 ping against people who just wanna like I don't know do what, waste their time, waste my time. Europe is impossible with 130 ping. I don't know how people play it with 120. It just doesn't make sense. Master League's dead. Gold League is dumb. So there's nothing for me to do in CS:GO. That's why I switched to Valorant because it's like my backup game or something. I don't know, just to kill time, like just to make money, just to put food on the table for myself. Nah, my dad does that. I'm just talking too much. And to answer that, think about me getting Radiant in 1 month, bro. It was gonna be 2 weeks if I didn't have some dumbass friends. I'm not gonna name them, but they held me back. Legit
Are they?
held me
I
back.
mean, are they the same ones that kept you back in Counter Strike in the start?
Nah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, so how has your experience been with the game so far? You know, tournaments and all of that, practicing. You know, the usual routine for a pro player.
Uh, the practice is kind of rough because people don't want to play with us from Europe because we have high ping. They join the lobby, they look at our ping, they're like, fuck off. There's only one team we practice with, RVN, and every single day we play them. And we used to lose to them 13-11 every single map. Like we used to play 4 maps, sometimes 3 maps, and it was 13-11, and we were like losing our shit. Like, how is this possible? Like, and we used to scrim RVN every day because there was no other team. We tried finding scrims in C, but I don't know. Like those teams were not on that level. I think. Like it was just different playing against them. Like we had no respect for them. They had no respect for us. So it wasn't like it was more like a pug than a scrim. The I think scrimming RVN taught us a lot. Like because I know Breaker loves to stay up to date with the meta, and playing against them, like we learned the meta from them. I think, especially me. Like when they used to do something, I know that this is up to date because I know Breaker. He was my AGL for a while, and then yeah, and I think Czech, their jet, is really skilled mechanically. Like there used to be times where they were they were on the back foot and they had no strategy working for them, and then Czech would just run at us and destroy us. Like we couldn't aim, like I couldn't aim with that guy.
I
I
think that's a
think
big thing to say, considering the fact I
no, no,
think
no,
you're
no,
good. Yeah, I think
no,
you're
no,
good
no, no.
player.
I'm not. No, no, I'm not talking about my because I was lacking in skill. I'm gonna tell you a legit fact right now. I'm in Sova, right? Okay,
Okay.
my Sova is a thick dude, bro. He has a big ass model. Jed is a slim chick, bro. She has a smaller model. It's hard to kill her, and Sova's easier to kill.
That's
That's
facts
why.
right there. You heard it
That's
from the
that.
man right here. It's
That's my
Jet's
reason, man.
model. It's
That's my
all about
reason.
Jet. Yeah, it's all about Jet's model.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I've always found it really strange how like all the characters in Valorant, they're all
it's
exactly the
messed up.
same height. They're all exactly the same height. Like I thought
Shit,
about it the other day.
wait, I never figured that out. Oh
I mean,
fuck.
Jet. I mean, like if you assume that Phoenix is like 6 feet tall, for example, then Jet would have to be this like really slim 6 foot woman running around and being really fast, and that's a scary thought, to be honest. Well,
Have you
yeah,
seen that show on Netflix, Tall Girl or something?
I think
Yikes.
yeah, I have. But hey, man, 6 feet isn't. I'm not 6 feet. It's not too tall. I know you can't even see me down here. It's all good. You're just like looking over our meeting. You're like, huh, where'd the
Yo,
intro?
where you at, man? Where you at, man?
Yeah, but back to the topic. I know that you're
Yeah,
playing in a team that used to be called CPLF with Storax, and I believe you're with Gunner, King, and Shooter. So
yeah,
you guys recently changed your name to Zen 2. Is there a reason behind that name switch? I believe it was an org.
yeah. We signed a contract with an org. It's Japanese based, so that's why we had to change our name from Chai Pilo Friends to Zen2.
Classic Pakistani name. But
Thank you, man.
yeah, was that your choice? Did you guys come up with Zen 2, or is the organization's name Zen 2?
It was actually the organization. Yeah.
Okay. All right, wonderful. So, you know that Jazba Cup is a pretty huge deal at the moment, and the creators of
Mhm.
Valorant, Riot Games, they're directly involved with pushing the game. So, how does that make you feel about the scene growing in Pakistan?
I mean, at some point, like when you're playing the Just Book Cup, you forget all this and you're just trying to focus on the game. But at times you're thinking, oh shit, I'm playing this. I'm playing this cup, which is organized by the like makers of the game, and that's a pretty big deal. So that's why when like at that point you get pumped and you want to play a lot more Valorant than CS:GO. But basically, I'm not playing either one of those. I'm just playing World of Warcraft all day. So, but yeah, it's a pretty big deal, and I think it's the first time this happened for Pakistan, and that's why the hype is crazy. Like everyone's trying to win. Everyone is trying to get into Valorant. Everyone's switching from CS:GO because of that reason. Not me. Everyone else.
Well, you've been playing in eFest, okay?
Mhm.
How's the competition been there so far? I mean, a reminder to the audience: eFest is Pakistan Esports Academy's very own organized event for Valorant and CS:GO and Tekken and whatnot. So, how has that been treating you, Saad?
I mean, I'm gonna be very humble here. I'm gonna be very modest, and I'm gonna be honest. It was easy as fuck, bro. Like we clapped those
All right.
teams real fast. Like we had no trouble, bro. Like we didn't need no practice. We didn't need no strategy. It was just raw skill, bro.
Raw
Skill
skill.
diff. I like to call it
Yeah,
skill diff,
skill
bro.
diff. You're playing Sova, right? So usually a Sova diff.
Mhm. Yes. Oh, that's every map, man. Like I
Yeah.
don't think there's anyone in Pakistan with this like better server than me right now.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well,
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
well, so I mean, you're going up against Raptor tomorrow, right? In the semis. What are you thinking? What do you think about the opponent? Be
I mean,
polite.
Raptors. Okay, Raptors. I've never heard of them before, man.
Oh,
I,
okay. I mean, honestly, I don't blame you. Valorant's a pretty new game.
Mhm.
All these teams are coming up, so it's fine if you like, especially if you're a pro player that's invested in two games to, have CS:GO on your mind, have Valorant in your mind. Damn, this is really annoying me. uh, well, to have CS:GO on your mind, have Valorant on your mind, it makes a lot of sense that you wouldn't really be up to date with the team. So
Mhm.
what's your approach to going to the semifinals here? Are you guys
Uh,
practicing
it's
or?
it's basically the same for every single Valorant local tournament. Do your own thing and do
Mhm.
not make a mistake. What like okay, what do I mean by a mistake? Like you're gonna mess up, you're gonna take a wrong peek. It's totally fine. I'm talking about like if you're tilted, don't tilt your teammates. Like mind your tone, and your tone matters a lot when you're communicating in a team. Okay, like you can work on these mistakes and you can make your team a lot better. Okay, so and I'm a support player for my team, right? So I was a support player.
Mhm.
So basically, what my role is, like my job is like not to tilt and like make solo plays all over the map. Like I have to keep reminding myself at the start of the round I have to play off a teammate or I have to support them. And like mistakes like these, like, and then basically we don't have our like strategies, we have defaults. And like we worked out like proper, what do you say, executes. Like
Mhm.
we don't use proper strategies. Okay, these guys are going to do this, we're going to do this. No.
Yeah. So no
Okay,
counter
we're feeling
stratting.
this.
There's
Yeah,
not really
so
much counter stratting.
yeah,
Okay.
basically no counter stratting. just do our own thing. Like we're gonna play our own game and like try to be the better team. That's it.
Now, I quickly want to talk about the academy itself behind eFest. What do you think of the overall idea behind having an esports academy in Pakistan and having a very different approach to Pakistani esports?
Personally, I have massive respect for people who take initiative. Like I know this is a risky thing, investing all that time, all the money. So yeah, massive respect for these guys, like managing and starting all this, taking in students, and organizing events with like a decent prize pool, and with like they're trying to keep everything very professional. And I respect that, man. I respect that. Like they're trying to make esports better in Pakistan, and like it's something very personal to me. And I'll always respect people who keep trying for esports.
Yeah, I think that was one of your goals, right? To be able to
Mhm,
pursue your career while still staying close to the people you love. So, yeah, having academies like this, just having grassroots level activities and whatnot
mhm.
within Pakistan can really start growing the local scene in a way where people can start making careers locally rather than having to look out internationally for something that'll really give them a big break. But
Yeah.
I think that should be enough for today. Is there anything you'd like to say to the people that have been following you for a while, Saad?
Yes, stop worrying about your settings. You're not a good. I promise you, your settings is not the reason. Stop messaging me about settings. Ask me good questions, please. I beg you. I'd love to help you. I cannot help you if you keep changing your settings and keep asking me what's my sensitivity, what's my crosshair. It changes every single day, every single game. So I cannot help you. That's all I
Okay.
want to say.
All
Okay.
right. That
Well
was
said.
Saad, Pokemon Ahmed, everyone. Always a pleasure to speak to him. We go way back, and he is one of the best players of Counter Strike in Pakistan. So that helps as well, but mostly the friendship.
Mhm.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And that is going to be it for today's episode of the Gamers Talk.